Welcome to this edition of Business Video Today. I'm your host, Steve Vonderhaar. Join us this time, John Shaw, the Chief Operating Officer over at VBrick. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Steve. I'm delighted to be here.
So you have a big product announcement coming out this week from VBrick, talking about the 9000 encoder product line. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Steve, as you know, VBrick's been in business for 14 years, selling enterprise IP video solutions. One of the key components of delivering a full solution is to be able to capture the video in a number of ways and to be able to then manage, distribute, and play out that video to support all of the enterprise streaming applications that VBrick supports. Clearly, the standard of video encoding today is H.264. VBrick has had an H.264 product for a number of years called the 7000 series. And what we're introducing in January, announcing, is the next generation of our 264 encoder called the 9000 series encoder. And we're really excited about this because it's establishing some absolute industry technical firsts for enterprise encoding. And really those firsts fall into four areas. We're able to, in a highly compact appliance, roughly 8 by 8 inches and 1U deep, able to have up to two 1080p 60 level channels of encoding. So that's literally the highest frame rate resolution that you can get in HD encoding. And we're able to have two channels in that very small form factor, up to four 1080p 30 HD channels, which is a very high fidelity HD level channel. We're able to do that at both baseline, main, and high profile quality, which is the completely highest level of encoding fidelity possible.
So let me interrupt you there. You talk about having that high fidelity. Why is that important for the business user, the business organization that's looking to enhance or integrate video into their day-to-day communications? What does that type of fidelity and that type of quality enable them to do?
Well, it depends on the application. At a very standard level, if I want to play my video to a large screen display, I'm going to want that at the absolute maximum fidelity. Folks are used to in their home environments of having true HD level quality video, and in the business world, they want to be able to do that as well. If they're streaming that content to a mobile phone or to a low fidelity laptop, for example, then they're going to want to scale that down to more SD level quality, and we can do that on the same encoder. But if you want to go all the way to 1080p 30 or 1080p 60, for example, if I'm in a telemedicine application, I'm going to want to have that absolute highest resolution possible if I'm actually acting on that information.
So you said that there are four elements associated with the 9000 product line. I cut into, you had the first one talking about the high fidelity, high quality. What's the second aspect or feature that we should be thinking about with the 9000?
So it's the high fidelity, it's the density, it's the quality across the different profiles that I mentioned. And the fourth area is what that translates into price performance. What we're delivering with this announcement is absolutely the best price performing encoder on the marketplace.
So when we look at the whole combination of high quality and low cost, what are the implications for the business video purchase decision maker in terms of thinking about the relevance of video in day-to-day business communications? Are we getting to a point in the overall market space where we're cutting over, coming to a crossroads in terms of the cost value proposition for those organizations thinking about the deployment of business video?
Absolutely, Steve. So what we're finding with our customers is in the past, they've been adopting different solutions for different streaming applications and certainly different solutions for video conferencing. More and more, they're looking at how do I integrate all of my video applications into a true IP video strategy. And what it means when I can now start having the kind of performance of the 9000 encoder from a capture standpoint, integrating the video and the presentation content so that I can do executive broadcast, TV distribution to the desktop, digital signage. I can create an enterprise YouTube or surveillance and security applications. I'm now able to deliver that in an integrated platform in a very cost-effective way, and integrate that with my video conferencing investment.
We're really bringing together all those legacy investments and making video kind of a centralized, more compact management issue for those IT departments.
Absolutely. And if I drill down a bit more specifically, where do I need the highest HD resolution possible? Well, I mentioned one of those applications, telemedicine, but if I'm capturing, for example, mission critical surveillance information, we do a lot of work with the Department of Defense, for example. They need to be able to have the highest fidelity possible. If I'm displaying that, as I said earlier, to a very large, high fidelity screen, even in my digital signage or in my executive broadcast type of applications, I want the highest level of fidelity. When I look at density, how much power I can put per square inch, applications like television distribution, where I have multiple channels coming in that I want to distribute across my organization, digital signage, where I may have different formats on different screens, and I want to be able to take that through an HD encoder and be able to now distribute that very efficiently across multiple screens. That having multiple channels in a very compact space can be very effective. Or finally, for example, if I'm in a surveillance application taking feeds from a UAV and I have multiple UAVs flying around, unmanned vehicles flying around, I'm going to want to take that video into a centralized encoder and be able to shoot that out to command and control.
Really, video
Those are just two applications.
Yeah, video is becoming a ubiquitous tool here, and that's good for companies that make encoding solutions, huh?
No, absolutely. And while we're talking about encoding today, the key really is not just about encoding, it's how does that now plug into the media management software? How do you distribute that over the LAN, the WAN, and over the public internet? And how do I play that out to every device that's capable of rendering video? And the 9,000 encoder is really a part of the overall solution that we offer.
Well, certainly a lot of features and elements to talk about throughout 2012 in terms of the full turnkey video solution. I'm sure the VBrick will be having more product announcements over the course of the year. So we look forward to talking with you throughout 2012. But for this time, thanks for joining us, John.
Steve, thanks for having me. Really enjoyed it.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Business Video Today. Be sure to join us again for another discussion with thought leaders from the business video sector. And be sure to mark your calendars for next month, where we're going to be having the Business Video Expo in Miami, Florida, where thought leaders from the industry will be gathering to talk about innovation and adoption trends for online video and all types of video in the enterprise market space. For Business Video Today, I'm Steve Vonderhaar. Thanks for your time.